study of David Finch's work. David Finch is one of my favorite comic book artists, and so I'm just going to be quickly like doing some drawings of his works from comic books and like just simple illustrations that he has done, and I'm just going to like have a bit of fun and doing studies of this kind of artists, your favorite artists, is how you pick one or two things from them, the things you actually like about their art, the things you actually appreciate about their art, so you can just learn a lot from that. So yeah, that's just what I'm going to be doing today, and without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. Yeah, so yeah, we have our screen here, and our reference. So I got a bit of reference from his from the work he did on Batman, like uh, quite a few years ago now, and yeah, I'm just going to draw from what he's done. So I'm going to try and be doing like streams like this and stuff, so that well, just to improve myself. I got this idea from, because I watch a lot of David Finch, so I got this idea from him, from his videos, and I just thought like, I do these studies on my own in private, so why not I just as well do them in public? Well, yeah, in public. And now I don't know how to draw. It's because of the way I'm sitting. Yeah, I'm not getting this well. Don't worry, I know how to draw, I promise. I just get a bit less cautious whenever I'm working digitally, because you just know. And probably I'm just a bit nervous. Nervous for what exactly? I shouldn't be, but you know, I've not exactly done a lot of lives, so I'm feeling a bit weird about it. And I should probably just be free and just do my thing normally. I'm an old man, for God's sake. I got to be nervous about. And please, if you're just watching this on replay, please just give this a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 2K subscribers, and that has been proving very difficult. Uh, I know the content isn't necessarily the best, but I will try and work on it, like to make it more engaging or whatever. But please, I need your support. Just help me get to 2K subscribers. I promise the fame won't change me. Anyways, I think I've gotten the main shape of the whatever. That is so doesn't look like what he's doing. But the reason why I like David Finch's work, and I talk about his work a lot, is because um, apart from the fact that he shares a lot of his knowledge for free online, of course he has his paid courses and stuff, but he has a lot of free content online that people, aspiring comic book artists, can, they can learn from for free. I just like his art because number one, it looks cool, and there's just a lot of testosterone that just oozes out of his work. Uh, it's not necessarily the way he draws faces isn't necessarily like my favorite or anything, but the way he draws his anatomy in general, like it's just so awesome. Um, so like I just try to copy that from him. And you know, one thing I usually say about doing studies of artists like this is that you do your studies, and then you get better at doing studies when you kind of actually understand what they're doing, like things like the art fundamentals. If it's their composition, you appreciate it a lot better when you kind of know the basics of what is going on or what they're doing. Hello, Tropica. Hello, Lara. Hi, guys. Thanks for showing up. Please give the video a like. Welcome. I'm doing a stream where I just, draw some David Finch. He's an awesome artist. Uh, Hello. I don't know if you can hear me. Tropica. Hello. Hello, Palm Avery. Appreciate you coming up. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you, guys. Thanks for showing up. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. Because I got repeat messages. I thought you guys were not getting me. Just doing some David Finch sketches. This is how I do, because I won't say I'm very creative, so I copy a lot. I won't lie, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So I copy a lot of guys like David Finch, Yusuke Murata, Jason Farbach, guys like that. So I copy them a lot whenever I need inspiration. Let me show you guys what I drew recently, like for my character. So I do copy a lot of David Finch, but I do use normal references. So this is a drawing I just did recently that I'm very proud of. A David Finch drawing I did. I'm very proud of, and I'm glad about how it came out. Let me show you the reference. It was a Black Panther reference that I used from his work. Let me get it. I don't know if I have it here. I have it here, but I just have a lot of his works, so I might not be able to pick it immediately. Just to show you how I usually do my, yes, here it is. Yeah, this is the reference I used. I know it looks identical, but like I applied it like the same shadow, and then for the reference for the lady in the background, I used this image. I hope I still have the image. Yes, I used this image. So I don't just copy all the time. Like, I do copy references, but I don't just copy all the time. So you can copy from favorite artists, but I kind of copy a lot of the technique that he uses for his shading, because I like how he applies blacks. They're very strong, and like for this character, he's a character in my comic, by the way. I believe it was from a scene from, I don't remember. Was it Shooter? It was, yes, this was the scene. Yeah, this is the reference I used for this other character here. Yeah, so in as much as I copy a lot, you can also once you've kind of gotten the gist of the technique. I'm not saying like I've gotten the technique proper, but once you have a good grasp of the technique, like that the person you're copying uses. Yeah, good question, Tropica. How do I study artists? Yeah, the simple way I study artists is that to be honest, I don't like drawing other people's characters. I can't lie. Like this is Batman. What I would do is that instead of just drawing Batman, I'll just like draw my own character. But if you don't have your own personal character, it's still chill. You can just copy the basic anatomy of the character. Like if they don't have overwhelming outfits that would look that will block out some like anatomy parts. So the way I study, let me just list it out here. The way I study artists is that first of all, I don't just have one favorite artist. I have several favorite artists. So I like David Finch. Yeah, I like Jim Lee. Yeah, I like Yusuke Murata, and I like Takehiko Inoue. How do they spell Inoue? I think I butchered. I'm just going to erase that so that people don't see that I don't know how to spell. I'm just going to put TI. Yeah, So like these characters, there are certain things characters. These artists, there are certain things that I like from their work, right? So from David Finch, for instance, I like the way he applies blacks and how he does anatomy detailing, right? So anatomy here, anatomy and inks, right? And from Jim Lee, I like the way he does. What do I like about Jim Lee? I guess I also like his hatching too. I like his hatching. I like his hatching, right? I like his hatching. Yusuke Nomura, I like his fight composition. Like he has really good fight sense. Fight composition. Yeah. That's for comics. Right. He's the one that did One Punch Man, by the way. One Punch Man. And for Takehiko Inoue, I like how realistic he does his work, like realism, because I tend to lean towards that, and how kind of consistent he is. His hatching lines are really good, man. I'm going to study video on him. So I pick things from these guys. So I would pick like the way he draws anatomy and the way he inks, right? The way he does his hatches and the way he does his fight composition and like his level of realism in his work. So I just picked these little things that I add to them. Said, do I also find drawing backgrounds tedious? God, hate I hate drawing backgrounds with the hate of 1,000 burning suns. Like it's so tedious, man. Like, and I'm not even that good at it. Like because I haven't studied perspective properly. So like my backgrounds are awful. So yeah, it's just like inshallah that I just depend on when I'm doing my um backgrounds, because they actually suck so much. Like they are terrible. Like I do comics, but like yeah, I do try to avoid backgrounds. I won't lie. Yeah, this drawing is not coming out well at all. I'm not good at this speaking and drawing thing. I can't lie. This is my brain is really dying over here. Speaking and drawing. Eesh. How do these guys do it? I'm lost. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Uh, I'm sure you're a good artist as well, but yeah, I still have a lot to learn. And when I am doing all these studies, I figure out that yeah, there's still a lot that I don't know. But you know, like this, what I just did over here, right? I wouldn't have known to like add the bones there if I hadn't done like an arm study like about like a week or two ago. I would have just been lost in that particular spot. And everything is just pretense. Sometimes you have to just fake it and pretend like you know what you're doing, when really most times we don't have a clue. Yeah, I hate backgrounds. I hate backgrounds. I hate backgrounds a lot. um but when they do come out, and when they do come out well, they look really good. Like if you're lucky, most times my backgrounds are not that great. My comic, if you check my comic, whenever I ever publish it, but I've done a few issues. I've done about 6 chapters, and like there are not a lot of backgrounds there. It's not a good reference point for backgrounds, if you ask me. Okay, it's beginning to look normal, like something a normal person would draw. Yeah, I'm just going to not deep that leg too much, man. So okay, I would say like if wherever level of art you are at, well, bad English, whatever level of an artist you are, or you believe or think you are, I would say from it depends. I would say first of all you have to think about what you want to be, or like the type of artist you want to be. What I mean by that is, if you want to be a concept artist, if you want to be a um an environment artist, if you want to be a character like designer like artist, if you want to be a comic book artist, if you want to be, you just want to design covers, right? You kind of have to like sit down and just like think about what you want to do, and then it will then sort of direct and guide your path on like the things to focus on as an artist. So for me, for comic book art, you need some things you need to focus on. First of all, is anatomy, right? You need to focus on anatomy so that without anatomy, you won't be able to draw well, right? You won't be able to draw characters, um, whether real or fictional. You just won't be able to do nothing. So anatomy, first of all, uh, that's one good practice, I would say. So, like in the anatomy, there are things you can do to improve, or practices you can do to improve, which involve breakdown, right? So, I do talk about my tubes a lot, even though I didn't do it here, but like tubes and then skeletons a lot. They are good practices to do. So get references of sports people moving about, and use this technique to sort of break them down and like draw them. And that's a good practice for anatomy. And then once you've gone done anatomy, next thing to do is perspective, because perspective and composition, because it's going to help with your panel layout. uh, I'm not very good at that, so it's something I'm still working on. So I can't speak a lot on composition and panel layout and whatnot. So yeah, that's, I would say, anatomy and composition, and then perspective. I'll say these are very important. And then value. Value is also very important, because value is what is going to help you with the placement of your shadows. Like if you don't understand value, you wouldn't understand shading, you won't understand lighting. Well, lighting is also part of it, but like that's something to improve on. I don't know if I answered your question properly. And then now, if you are looking at what do you call them? If you're looking at an environment artist, the the things might need to focus on will be different. So, with an environment artist, you probably need to look at value. You probably need to look at composition first, then value, then perspective. Very important. Um, yeah, so like different things. The hierarchies is going to be different depending on what you want to do. So think about what you want to do, and then uh, first of all, before you then, you know, start talk about look at the practices you need to do. I hope that answered your question. Yeah, this drawing is not going well so far. But I would suggest well, everyone approaches things differently. Uh, but have a story that you're working on, like your own personal project, and whenever you do studies, like just try to incorporate that character, because when you draw your character in these kinds of positions, it's going to help, like it's going to help you like properly get how that character looks. Let me just bring this a bit closer, man. And then we can see how he applies his shadows. Like, I like these veins all over his shadows. Like, his shadows are really good, man. And then his hatching is one of the best as well. I didn't properly get his hatching until I like sort of watch his video. I wouldn't say I'm there yet, but you know, I'm close. I'm not close, but as a neck muscle. Yeah, that would look a whole lot more horrible. Whenever I do these stories, I don't like copy everything verbatim, because sometimes I might look at an artist's work and feel like I don't really know if I want to do that, or if I want to take that away from like because I do feel sometimes like Finch, and this is his personal preference. Sometimes I think he can go a bit too harm on the detailing of what he's doing. So I don't like that. Yeah, thanks, man. Hello, Kara Jade. I'm just gonna call you Jade. Thanks for hopping on. Really appreciate the support. I hope you are hearing me, because people usually repeat themselves. So I don't know if my network is all right. My connection is good. Hello, how you doing, guys? If you're just joining in, please click the like button. I really appreciate you all showing up here. I'm so grateful. Just doing a quick David Finch drawing video. This is something I usually do like on my private time, like to improve myself. I just copy a lot, and it's looking 10 times worse, probably because drawing and talking on stream is not easy. Yeah, I'm probably going to look at this in a few hours and just absolutely hate it. It's part of the learning process, guys. Part of the learning process. Ah, God. Oh my God. So a little law about my character. Well, is it law or like background about how I created him? My character is just simply a copy of Batman and Wolverine. So they're two like some of my favorite superheroes, and I like how they look. I like how especially in terms of Wolverine, how aggressive you can get. So that's inspired the design basically of the character. Another thing I like about David Finch's anatomy is how he exaggerates the shadows that are on the ab region, right, and the mid region of his characters. So, and his lighting always confused me, man. I can't lie. I'm always like lost because I usually have to be fully focused. to copy his lighting. Like, I know why they are there, but like I just get confused by the anatomy. Not the anatomy, like the lighting, how he applies this lighting, and it's something I'm still learning. I'm not drawing my character. I've just noticed there's certain things I need to add. But anyways, the character is inspired by Wolverine and Batman in the design. You see it in the design. And I would suggest people do that, man. Like if there's something you like, or if there's a character you like or a story you like, oh, not just copy it verbatim. I did have his own like unique origin story. It's no origin stories like unique, but like it's unique, and it's something I'm doing with my friend. So and it's something I'm proud of, like proud to work on rather. So if you have some like work on stories, guys, like your own personal stories, right? Um, Sometimes people ask me why I don't draw like a lot of fan art, and it's because I would rather use that energy to draw my own work. And you know, that might be a bit controversial sometimes. I mean, these are iconic characters, and I am copying from them. They are inspiring me, but I just prefer to work on my own character. Another thing is line width. Like, look at that line width. Very important. He has something like a bootstrap over here that is usually very pitch black. And then there's another one over here, sort of like a knee guard. Yeah, my hand is very, very shaky. The way I'm positioning myself, it's not, I don't suggest you position yourself this way. I don't know if you heard me, Carl. I hope you did. I didn't get any response back. One thing I noticed about like my art is that I take it too seriously, man. And that's not how art is supposed to be. Art is supposed to be, well, fun. And sometimes, especially when I'm working on something that is mine, um, oh, not mine, like not always. I do apply this even in work sometimes, but like I just tend to like be too rigid about it, you know? Usually has something like this. Wait, he's going down, right? So everything is going to be down. Yeah. If I didn't do this stream, I would feel really bad, man. Really trying to get the hang of this stuff. Mm, mm, mm. Probably should increase my speed, you know. Yeah, we're definitely not getting this and doing it the right way in terms of like copying his art style proper. Uh, but we'll definitely pick one or two things. He has these big gauntlets over his arms that are really, they're quite heavy. Okay. Hello, Adam. Thanks for the advice. Said can help to talk about general things while drawing to loosen up, like things of your day or ideas. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good advice. I'll try that. About my day, what happened? Right. So today I went to church uh, in the morning, and while I was at church, I did take my sketchbook. Uh, like people do complain about that. The ushers complain about that. But like I was sitting at the back seat, right, and I was, like just doing some sketches, like, so I wasn't distracting anyone, but I was listening to what like the preacher was saying and stuff. So, yeah. Well, I did do some sketches. I did some anatomy sketches because I've been dwelling on legs lately. So I did some leg drawing. Let me show you. Let me show you the drawing I did. I bought this sketchbook and I haven't used it in a long time. I've just used like 2 pages out of the sketchbook. I don't know if you can see that. So this is what I drew today. Study of the hamstrings. I don't know if you can see that. Doing a quick study of the hamstrings, and then I later on just did a quick self-portrait. Yeah, and I was surprised because I haven't drawn traditionally in a long time. I was surprised, but my understanding of values helped me with the shading and stuff. So that's what I did today. Uh, and then I got some fruit salad for myself as a reward for fasting. Because I'm trying to, get on a diet like that involves fasting. Because I'm trying to lose weight. Because my stomach is getting a lot very fluffy. So yeah, I got some fruit salad and then I waited to watch a match for the club I'm supporting, football. Uh, thank you for the thank you, Adam. I appreciate it, and thanks again for the advice. I'm definitely going to heed it. The anatomy is I've been doing anatomy study or I've been doing anatomy study of the legs. I mean, the legs region. I've done the arm. I've done like other parts, but I'm in the leg region now. So eventually, I'm just going to do entire figure studies. Uh, yeah, Omo guy, Adam, food too good, man. Food too good. Like I'm telling you, that's a real discipline. Like learning to just like hold your appetite and stuff like that, so that you don't like being on like what they call it caloric deficit, right? It's a serious discipline, man. Uh, and I'm feeling at it a lot. So I might do it well today, and tomorrow, like I might just see something that is really delicious, and I'll just forget all my home training and just go and get the food. Oh, no easy. Yeah, so that's what I did today, and the team I'm supporting won, so that was a nice adrenaline. We're in a title race with Arsenal. Sporting Man City, by the way. We're in a title race with Arsenal, and we're 6 points behind, and it's not been easy for the team. Yeah, so that's what I did. Watched a football match, and there were a lot of people doing live streams that I wanted to watch, but I just decided like to just hop on a stream and just draw, even though like the streams are not the most fun or like the most productive, still like content out there. So yeah, I do draw at the back of the church. It's why I got the sketchbook, to be honest. uh it's because I had this notebook that I usually take notes of what the pastor is preaching, but a lot of the time what the pastor is preaching, it's not like, you know, it's not like I don't, how do I put it, a lot of like, there's this saying that we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught new things, right? So a lot of the times what you actually need is not like new information. What you need is just to be reminded of the information that you already know, right? So that's kind of like what church is for, like fellowship, and you know, to keep the faith and whatnot. But a lot of the times the things he's preaching, like I sort of am already familiar with it, so I don't really take notes like that. So if I like need new like guidance or something like that, I just go online and like listen to like a preaching. And plus I listen to guys like Alex Homozy and Charlie Morgan, right? Guys like that talk about like life in general more. So like a lot of the times the things the pastor like they usually preach, they are good messages, but I don't want to say how will I put it, like they are not, a lot of the times they are not piercing because they sort of repeat their messages a lot. And um yeah, so but it's still good. I still go there um regularly when I can, not always, but when I can. So I draw behind. The ushers usually give me like bad side eyes. Uh, like I'm not disturbing anybody and I'm listening, I'm being quiet. So I don't know why they always like look at me as if I'm committing a crime or like I'm sinning. So that usually winds me up. Like I'm like, what? What is your own? Like I'm not disturbing anybody. It's not like anybody's seeing the drawing. Like I'm covering it, right? And I'm like sat at the like at the back of the wall, like at the back of the wall, like the back of the church, like the back seats, and I'm like sat next to the wall. So like no one is like next to me. Um. Anyways, that's just a little beef I have with the church ushers. Yeah. So that's what I did, and I've been planning to record the video. There's supposed to be a new video out for. God, this is taking so much time, man. I'm so slow. Yeah, I'm supposed to record a new video for YouTube. Uh, I've like done the drawing. It's supposed to be like for these hamstrings and stuff, but I've done the drawing, but I haven't like actually recorded myself like talking, like where you know I show my face and stuff. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Smart Cats. Also, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. Even though my brain is not like properly braining right now, I don't know why. This drawing would look, I think, 5 times better if I were not talking. But it's something I have to practice and get good at, like talking while drawing. Because I'm just seeing a lot of mistakes I'm making. But thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate Mad Cat. Yeah, Adam said same as practice art, they practice the word of God. Yeah. Um, you know, as I'm practicing the art, they are practicing the word of God. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm doing, I'm doing God's work by, drawing. Like he's the one that gave me the talent. So, you know, I'm doing God's work. They should encourage me rather than it's not like I'm, like a talented dancer and I'm just like dancing in front of everybody, just randomly like a madman. Like what I'm doing is just like quiet in the background, disturbing nobody. And they just keep giving me weird eyes and weird looks. Like I stole the church offering or something. Those guys, man, they be doing too much sometimes. Small position like this. Give a man power and he just abuses it sometimes. Yeah, so now about hatching, like his hatching are like my favorite. Um and intimidating as well because there's just a lot to talk about with David Finch's hatching, man. Uh I don't want to talk about that now. If I talk more about it, well, I am doing a David Finch art study, so I should talk about it. But basically, I want to talk about what I learned about like David Finch, and hatching in general. What I know, it will probably help somebody. Um, yeah. Like, and what I was drawing wasn't like anything bad. I was just doing like a normal study, like probably drawing the arm or doing something like that, like doing a normal like anatomy study or something, and they just be looking at you mean. I don't know, man. It's just annoying. I can't lie. Anyways, about hatching, what I learned about hatching is that like David Finch talked about this thing where like I forgot what he talked about, but I remember this ship, and he talked about like this is a plane, right? This is a 3D plane, and this is a simple plane, and based on like the what do we call it now, the how sharp the plane is, based on how sharp the plane is going to affect um how short or how long your hatching line is. So if like we have this plane, right, and it's a soft plane, so the transition is going to be soft, right? When you use long hatching lines and you sort of follow the transition like this, you see that it's easy. It's following the movement of the plane, right? But if you have a smooth area like this and then you actually use short hatch, would I call it hatching lines? Yeah, short hatching lines. It doesn't really fit and it looks quite odd. So use like long hatching lines like this for like smoother transition, and then whenever the plane is really hard like this, then you can use short short hatching lines like that. So yeah, that's what I learned about hatching. So I'm not usually confused, even though my hatching technique is poor. I usually have to like concentrate 100% to actually get the hatching correctly. And based on the transition of light, the light transition rather, it's going to affect how your hatching lines look. Yeah. And there are different hatching techniques, but um, this is just the one I know, man. Yeah, my lines are a bit shaky, man. That's just a lack of experience, and and my brain being fried. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, Adam. You said short hatch stops the motion for the eyes. Yeah, that's why you see whenever like there is like a character that is taking a punch or like giving a punch. I mean, there's a character giving a punch, right? You're going to see. What the hell am I doing? God, I'm a terrible teacher, man. Anyways, a character giving a punch or like moving, something like that, right? You're going to see you see a lot of, what do they call them now, speed lines. I know that's it's not it's not directly like affecting like what I'm talking about in terms of hatching, but you see speed lines like this that actually follow. And because of those speed lines, it's going to affect like it's showing motion, right? That's the same way like the hatching lines here is showing the motion of light, the movement of light from darkest to lightest. So right here we have like light coming from this direction on this Batman image, right? And texture is also going to affect your hatching lines, but it's the movement of light is coming from his left, right? So as it hits him, this there's going to be darkness at this like area of his body. That's why I'm talking about things like understanding value, because someone um what they said, someone asked me about, yeah, it was tropics. Tropics asked me about like what would be like a good practice to do to improve, and I mentioned anatomy, shading, value. Right, value is like gradation from darkest to lightest, and how to make your work look 3D and not like flat. So learning 3D is very important for learning value. I mean, is very important for making your work look realistic or like close to realism, or at least convincing. Anyways, Adam, I really appreciate you engaging with me, man. I'm grateful, and thanks for showing up. And because I don't really know if there's anybody out there hearing me. Well, please give it a like and subscribe if you're here. And if you are on the watch through, this must be very boring, and I apologize for that. But please just give it a like. It doesn't cost nothing. And if you have suggestions for streams or like things you would like to see me do, or like artists you would like to see me study, you can leave that in the comment section, or like at the end of the video if you're watching from what do I call it now, like if you are watching like on the like watch through, like again, like without it being live, English, man. Yeah. What do you think? I'm going to pull my eyes out when I'm done with this stream, because this is poor, man. It's a poor display. Yeah, another thing about hatching is that, like, you don't hatch or you don't cross hatch on the cast shadow. So we have a ball here, right? And this is like light direction is coming from the left, right? And then we have our shadow, and let's see, what do they call this? Rim lights. Yeah, we have our rim light over here, and then we have our cast shadow over here. And our occlusion area. So usually you don't hatch on the cast shadow. Rather, you hatch on the ball or the material into the light. Something like this. Right. And then it looks better. But if you actually hatch the cast shadow, it looks weird. Generational stinker stream anyways. I mean, we have 1,000 more to go, so hopefully by the 50th one, definitely it will be better. I promise, the 50th one will be better. Thanks, Adam. I really appreciate, man. I really appreciate. Hopefully you can start a channel so that we could, I could be coming on your streams as well and give you support the way you are supporting me. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate. Means a lot. Means a lot. Right. So, what do we talk about now? The conversation has dried up, you know. I could talk about what I'm working on. Yeah, what I'm working on. Yeah, so I'm working on the storyboard for the next issue of my comic. And it's going to be out, I don't know when, to be honest. I can't lie. But it's going to be out, I promise. So I'm working on the storyboard. Like, it's the story, this new issue is about 46 pages, right? But there's this thing that I do where, like, it's 46 pages, quite all right, but then I'm very indisciplined, and then I take the pages from 42 pages to like 84, because I just feel like maybe the story like can breathe a bit more with more pages, that kind of thing. It's very bad, I can't lie, but it's I didn't even do well with the size of the Walkman. Oh my god. Head's just burning. Like, this was hatching I did this morning, man. I did hatching this morning. Now I can't do nothing. Yeah, anyways, I was talking about my comic. Yeah, so yeah, that's like one of my own like personal pet peeves of myself. I do extend the comic book pages too long, and then I'll take extra time, more time than needed, to work on it, and that's poor on my end. Very poor. Poor. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Adam. Said the story can breathe with more pages, but it can also drag on. Too short and it doesn't develop enough. I find usually short and punchy is best with a bit more room. Yeah, yeah, um so like I do notice, like, most times, a lot of the times rather, I do overthink the comic book page, right? So I feel like probably, like, it took two characters could be conversing, right, in the book, and then I feel like based on the dialogue, because I'm not usually the one that write the dialogue. I'm working on it with my friend, so he writes the comic. Like, we just have a discussion on the story, like where we are, taking the story to, and then he just like writes everything, and I just do the drawing, the character design. I could put input in terms of the direction of the story, but, like, once we've done our brainstorming, he just puts everything together, right? It's just like we're miners, and then we've mined gold, and then he's the one to, like, probably turn it into usable jewelry or like renewable energy, that kind of thing. So then what I do is that, once he writes a dialogue, I feel like the dialogue could do with, like, more breathing, or, like, I feel like maybe an expression needs to be shown, uh like, for the story to, like, feel better, or, I don't know, man. So I just add an extra page. I add an extra page. um because I usually have a fear that, because of, like, doing things like a 9 panel page. And of course, a lot of people have done those types of pages very creatively, but I just hate seeing so many boxes on my uh, comic book, so many panels, I mean, on my comic book page. It just, I don't know, man. Like, one thing I really appreciate about manga is that, is that thing where they they allow the comics to breathe properly. Like, the story doesn't feel so long, because of how, like, you could just see 3 panels in a manga page, right? Whereas in most comic books, I don't know, they just overstretch. They are really good comic books, right? A lot of good comic books, but I don't know. That's just one fear I have. But to be honest, I've seen a lot of comic book pages where the panel layout is a lot, but then the story still gets told, and it's still, like, fun. It's still an enjoyable read, right? Like, Walking Dead had some panels like that, and the art is good, but it's not the best. But the story was still magnificent, right? So those are the kind of fears I usually have, man. I can't lie, but it's something I'm shaking off. Something I'm shaking off. I'm learning to not just, like, focus a lot on the art, and just getting it done is better than, what's that thing, that popular saying that has been going around social media. It said, you know, is it something you can make it perfect later? Something like that, though, where there's, like, a sphere that is incomplete, and then there's a sphere that is then, like, colored properly. I don't know, man. It's something I'm working on. It's part of the journey. Yeah, it said, I think the same with too many panels. Uh, most people prefer less, but that depends on what you care more about, visuals or fast storytelling. Panels are more for deadlines. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I care about visuals and good storytelling. Like, I do want people to enjoy the character. That's one thing if there's one thing I appreciate about this guy I just talked about, Takehiko Inoue, is the fact that he allows us to enjoy his characters. Like, he allows us to be able to sit in the room with his characters and like see what they like see their sitting posture, like how they get comfortable, um how they are in a room. Like, if there are soldiers, for instance, if there is a soldier, how they like to sit facing the door. If there is chef, the quirks that they have. So all those kind of things are seen just by the mundane activities of the character, and he really shows that in his drawing. And that in itself is a very valuable skill that I like, and he does that with what I'm talking about. Like, he could just do that in 3 panels, and you could just get a sense of who this character is as a person. And yeah, that's usually what I'm chasing whenever I'm doing those extra pages, and I feel like maybe doing an extra page is what's going to like bring about that, like, get them to really know my character, um our character rather. So yeah, that's just what makes me do that. But I will try in the future to reduce how much I do it, and because especially with fight scenes, uh I do make the fight scenes. Sometimes I could stretch out the fight scenes, sometimes I can't lie, because I have so many references in my head of how the fight scene should go. And there are all these cool drawings that I have in my head, and I just want all of them out at the same time. um and that's not good. That's not cool. You just have to be patient and focus on bringing it out. It's not the best story in the world. It's not going to be the best story in the world, but it's my first one, and the more I do, the better I'm going to be. But I have to actually finish first before I can then move on to something else. And if I don't finish, I'll never learn from it. That's mainly what this channel is about, and I have a lot of videos planned on talking about comic books. But I just sort of want to get out this anatomy videos out first. I'm going to talk about a lot of things in this channel, but it's supposed to be a comic book channel. There's supposed to be more comic book posts, more comic book studies, but I haven't been doing that, and I only have myself to blame for that. But there'll be more coming. Yeah, so I'll do more talks about character, like how I created my own character, how I did my first pages, what I learned from the first comic book pages that I did, and hopefully that will be useful to someone. My G Dio GFX, yo, what's good, man? How's everything? I checked out your video, your last was it your last two video on shape language? Very useful videos. If there's anyone watching, check out my guy's YouTube page, Dio GFX. He does has a lot of cool videos, man. He's been doing some portrait drawing, personal portrait drawing challenge, some really nice works. Just check him out. Yeah, Adam, I watch David streams. I do watch his streams, man. Of course, not. I don't watch them like immediately when he does it. I I talking about David Finch. Yeah, I do. I don't watch his streams when he does it. I don't follow back to back. I watch them like later on, like when I'm walking, I just listen to what's going on in the background, and I just put it in the background when I'm walking and just listen to him yap about comics and stuff. Probably one of the best art YouTube channel for me personally, for comic books, probably because I learn a lot from it. So what I do is that he has a lot of cool videos, and the best way I learn, I've discovered or figured out myself, is to teach. So whenever I'm learning, I'm taking notes, right? Picking things up, and those things I'm picking up, those are the things that I take notes on, and then like for them to properly stick so that they can be useful, not just to me personally in terms of my work, so that they can be useful to someone else. I then do a YouTube video on it, and that is how I've been learning. That's my learning process, rather. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. Dayo, you're welcome. Anytime, man. Anytime. We're supposed to actually do, we might need to do another like collab stream, man. Um, we might need to do another collab stream. The last one was cool. It was terrible, but I'm still happy that, we did it. That's the funny thing about like doing these YouTube videos and stuff, is that you do it and then you don't feel good about what you did in the YouTube video. Maybe the audio is terrible, the video quality is not nice. Like for me, I probably wish I was doing this like using OBS and stuff, but I don't have the facilities for that at the moment. So there are always regrets and stuff, but at the end of the day, you just be happy you did it. And I'm happy I did that stream and it's up there. You can check it out. This time we'll have to do it on your channel, bro. Because the last one we did it on our channel, on my own channel. So the next one will have to be on your end. Yeah, so I mean, this is not so terrible. I mean, it's poor, but it's not so terrible. Let me do another one. I'll detail this later. Let me do another one. A quick sketch. Yo, how long have I been doing that? Jesus, like an hour plus. That's just poor, man. That is poor. Poor. An hour on that. Next one needs to be a pose that I actually... Come on, man. I have to be faster. Damn it, man. Damn it. What are you laughing at? Thanks, bro. Thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate it. Like, do you know, I'm just shocked about... Let me show you work I did. Like, let's look at the time lapse for this work, right? Like, look at this time lapse. Look at starting from scratch. According to it, even though I do believe this Procreate lies a lot, it says 1 hour 41 minutes, right? For just this. What a waste of time. No, not a waste of time, but like... But then look at this one I did. I'm proud of it, so I'm going to show it. Like, look at this one I did. Look how... Oh, okay. Well, it took 2 hours. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Art takes time at the end of the day, but like, I'm just not happy about the way it's not coming out as crisp as I want. So I'm just feeling a bit bitter about it. It's a bit too self-conscious, but I just felt like I should be doing better, man. Yeah, like surprisingly, I've never had this much comments. Like I'm looking through the chat. I've never had this much chat before, and especially Adam. Adam has been the MVP, to be honest, because he gave me some tips, and he has been engaging like seriously. So he has been sort of bringing topics to talk about. So it has been fun. On my end. These things can get a bit boring, but I'm glad a lot of people came around, man. I'm glad a lot of people came around. And, you know, Adam has been gisting with me for a while. So, it has kept me going and kept me entertained. Thanks, man. Adam, thanks, man. I appreciate. Like, I'm open for work. I'm open for work. Like, anytime I'm open for work, man. Like I need money badly. So if there's anyone out there, you know, as long as you got the dollars, I'm ready to work. Yeah, thanks again, Adam, man. Thanks again. I can't lie, I do need the dollars, man. Because I did try, like Dio has been helping me with the like streaming because I've been getting advice from him. He has been the one that has been pushing me with this YouTube stuff and like giving me encouragement and advice, right? So I told him that I'm interested in live streaming, and yeah, he encouraged me to do it. But then like when he then set it up for me like on OBS, I just discovered that the system I'm using is absolute garbage. Like not absolute garbage. I do use it to post my YouTube videos, but like the system, like the graphics card is just so bad that I couldn't even like record anything. Like when I recorded a video on it, it was just skipping. So I felt so bad that I couldn't do the like the live stream the way I wanted it. You know how these artists live stream look where they can show their faces and stuff like that, and then show the platform they are working on, whether it's on like Procreate and stuff, and it will just look very professional and cool. But then I figured out I couldn't do it that way, so I just felt discouraged. But then one day I was just scrolling like through on YouTube and I saw one guy. He does fitness content. I don't know his name. I think he's from Zimbabwe or something or Tanzania. But the way he did his YouTube live was just so random, but yet it was still effective and he was getting views. So that really encouraged me, man. You know, to continue doing to just run it anyhow. Like right now, I'm not in a comfortable position drawing, but I'm happy that I'm doing the YouTube video. Um, so yeah. Yeah, bro, Dio, like it's that it's it's a lot of David Finch's videos that's helping me, man. So the sketches are coming out faster. But you see, like with the portraits, I think the figure drawing are faster. Like the figure drawing are faster. You don't need to upgrade your sketching game. Like you're already fast. So like you finish your portrait in like what? Like 30 seconds sketching. Like you don't need to be faster than that, man. Like that's enough. But like for my portrait sketches, as like they are slow because I always want to be exact. But for like figure drawing, I figured out that um that like because there's no much, you don't need to be so accurate all the time for figure drawing. So, and I'm not focusing on resemblance, so the figures are just quite it's a bit more relaxing. I'm not relaxed, but it's a bit more relaxing to do like figure drawing than portraits. Like it's not like portraits are hard, but I always want to get it right immediately. So yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll manage the live stream like that, man. You know, the more I do it, the more I'll find ways, creative ways to make it like interesting and entertaining. Um, sometimes people could just it looks boring, but it's the people that actually make it interesting. It's what I've figured out about all this live stream stuff. No matter how boring the setup is, it's actually people that make it look interesting. So the more I do it, the better I'll become. So it's just same thing with everything in life. Nah, man, I've seen you do those portraits sketches in like, okay, maybe not 30 seconds, but like, okay, let's say 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I've seen you do 2 minutes. Because I think what you do is that you usually detail more in the painting process. Like you do all the adjustments there. Like me, I just want to go into the painting, like seeing exactly what I'm going to paint. So I spend a lot of time on the sketching phase, on the sketch phase, I mean. Yeah, but the live streams will improve. They'll definitely improve. They'll definitely improve. So will those YouTube videos. I just have to be consistent. Being consistent is not it's not easy, man. Oh yeah. Anatomy, understanding coming in clutch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it's because I, I become a bit more perfectionist because yeah, because I just want to keep refining, like refining and refining and making it look as clean as possible. Um, yes, but I guess you're right. You actually have to force yourself. You have to force yourself. It's like that thing with what do you call it? Training, right? Where you just time yourself, like with gesture drawing, like when you're doing studies, you just time yourself so that you know. Yeah, I appreciate, man. I appreciate, Adam. Thanks. I guess maybe probably I'll just. I'm really sad about how slow I've been, but maybe I'll just do this and maybe one more, and then I think I'll end it because I don't want to finish all my subscription, my data subscription. I'm telling you, man. It won't finish. It won't finish. Hopefully, it won't finish. It won't finish, man. Oh, bro, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate. Like, you've been a big support. Thanks for the encouragement, man. Yeah. Oh, we'll just later now. Good night, man. Good night. I'll be here for like a few more minutes. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Probably made the head too big. Probably fumbled that hand, man. looking bad. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look very... That's looking very sus. Like, the anatomy is just on point, man. Like, look at how he just did that hamstring. Like, the anatomy is so good. My G Scar, how far now? Good evening. Thanks for showing up, bro. How you side now? How's Sunday? I know. Can you hear me? I've been a fan since day one. Humble gimmick. Humble gimmick in 2026. You're doing well, sir. You're doing well. How far now? How work? I send my own quick sketch, sir. Thanks, man. Thank you. We'll get better with time. If you enter YouTube to watch those your prank videos, Abby. Those your prank videos. Good. Yes, now. I don't remember his name, Sha. Which one exactly? What's his name? What's the name of the guy? Tell me, I'll check it out. The one I remember is the one where the guy, the one you usually watch regularly, is the one of the guy that is it that his family members usually pranks his family members. I don't know if you still watch those ones, sir. That's the wrong perspective. You're taking the foolishness to the next level. The tomfoolery. You've gotten the premium subscription. You got the you got the premium sub. You don't do mere foolishness these days. You don't mess with that. Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate. I don't know because I'm on live. I'm a bit nervous. It's not like there are much people on the live, oh, but I'm a bit nervous. It's probably because the thing is being recorded and like they will, people will possibly see it later. So thing just did somehow. And this is it's not, you know, we'll get used to the things small, Joe. T-Pain. T-Pain, man. Oh, nobody do past T-Pain. Nigeria. Ah! Good. Oh, bro, speak your pidgin, Joe. speak, speak your pidgin, I beg. Ah, no be your data. Speak your pidgin, Joe. See, he's supposed to be speaking good English. Yeah, your data again. You don't want to speak it in your mind. Um, the way this thing is, you just be feeling like you're just talking to the void, to the empty void. Oh, guy, thanks for showing up for me, man. I appreciate. Oh, my hand don't dey pain me. When I start the humble, oh my guy, humble since so. Che, for this big world, oh, you know how many people show up? Hey, tell me, Oh, I go humble, I beg. I go talk thank you. Sure. You know how many people been did this stream before? Hmm. I know go talk thank you. Person come buy your market, you know go talk thank you. I mean go duplicate myself. They watch my streams. This guy, everything I give to you. Your goal is to be number one. Yeah, I like the hustle. I like the hustle. I like the hustle. Nice one, nice one. Okay, where are you? You are number three now. You are just spamming laughing emoji. No, this it's my phone I'm using. It's my phone I'm using. But that my old camera is still there. See it. Where is it? Come. The camera is still there. Look at it. I'm using my phone. The phone camera is very clear. So the unfortunate thing about the stuff is that I just wish there was a way to stream on the iPad where you can just show. Yeah, like YouTube camera is very clear. Like I say YouTube camera. Like the phone camera is like top notch. So it's what I've been using. But like when I'm actually doing those videos, like on the YouTube, like the normal like videos, pre-recorded videos, like those ones I actually use the camera. Because I don't know why like the phone camera doesn't capture my face clearly sometimes. Maybe it's the lighting, but the lighting on the camera is like very good, the default lighting. I don't know the terminology, sha. You're still a long way from number one. Oh. You can just be spamming one letter. You can just spam W, 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 W. Maybe you get there. How do you get number one? W's in the chat. I mean, it's just a suggestion, you know? It's just a suggestion. Well, thanks, bro. Thanks. Uh, I'll try and be doing it consistently, Sha. Well, good night, too. Good night. So you learned a lot. Good night, bro. What is that? The brain has started to die. I think I might leave it here. Probably refine it later and show you how it came out. Yeah, but I think I'm good here, man. What's the time? I've been here for 103 minutes. That's a while. Anyways, that's it for me copying David Finch today. Probably not as productive as I wanted it to be, but the next one will be better. I want to thank everyone that showed up today. All my friends, Scar, Dio. Thanks to Tropics1513 for showing up. I really appreciate. Thanks, Pam Avery. Thank you for showing up and just sending your love. Thank you to Kara. Really appreciate you. Adam, thanks, man. You've been one of the MVPs for this night. You've kept me company and giving me some cool ideas and stuff like that. Thanks to Mad Cat. Thanks for showing up. Is that a tough profile pic? Thanks for showing up, man. Really appreciate. Dio, thank you. Really appreciate you, bro, for the encouragement and stuff. Yeah, and Scar, thank you very much, bro. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the flame fire emojis and yeah, my G, thank you. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end this stream now. Let me just show my face. Cool. Yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. Really appreciate. And I'll see you in the next stream.